The Everything Sequel podcast is brought to you by The Last of the Giant Fire Lizards and the Vegas Beer Guys. The Everything Sequel podcast contains explicit language, and I will not go to my room. Hello and welcome to the Everything Sequel podcast. This is an Impossible edition. Today we're talking Mission Impossible Fallout. My name is Michael Shantz of the How Dare You Awards. Joining me, the man who's gonna throw me out of the plane for a halo jump, Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions. Say hi, Tom.
Was the little car your idea? That's no way to welcome Henry Cavill to the franchise, whilst simultaneously waving goodbye to him.
Yeah, I got plenty to say about Henry Cavill.
Oh, well, I got an update. One of my unsupported claims that I made in a previous episode actually turned out to be 100% correct.
Oh.
So I think either in the ranking, it must have been in the ranking episode, I said that when I saw Henry Cavill's mustache in this movie, I knew it was a controversial mustache. And I speculated it was because they had to digitally remove it for him to be Superman in a Justice League movie. That's exactly what happened.
Oh, excellent.
I was correct on all counts. The movie was, in fact, Justice League. I think I said a Justice League movie. So...
You feel vindicated.
Also, you know, to quote Bill Murray in Groundhog Day, what a waste of time. For Justice League. There's plenty wrong with that movie.
Wasn't that because she studied French poetry or something?
That's it, yeah. What a waste of time. There's enough wrong with that movie that I would give a pass to Superman having a mustache. That is...
Oh, absolutely.
That would be the thin end of the wedge.
The least of the problems.
Can you imagine how much money, time, and resources they burned on removing a mustache from every shot that Henry Cavill's in that movie?
Yes, I can, actually. But that's the story I can't tell you.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's about Henry Cavill?
No, it's about somebody else, but it was about...
In Justice League?
No, other movies, but lengthy conversations had by studio moguls about how much it would cost to remove facial hair.
Okay. When we get to the next movie, I want to have a serious conversation about what it would have costed to remove Shea Wiggum from the entire movie and how many minutes of runtime that would have saved us.
But he's Phelps' son. He's integral.
Not yet. They haven't decided he is by the end of Dead Reckoning.
No, yeah, I know. We're not there yet, though, okay?
No, but imagine Shea Wiggum receiving that script and finding out that he's John Voight's son.
Yeah.
It's like, I haven't been playing it like John Voight's son. Because this guy has redeeming qualities. I'd have made him a bigger piece of shit if I knew he was John Voight's son.
Well, here we are. We're talking Mission Impossible Fallout. It's 3 years later. This one finally has a regular amount of time between sequels. It's 2018.
It's respectable.
And this one, sir, 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, that's ludicrous. The previous two were 94.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much flawless movies, and this is a flaw-full movie.
It's not full of... I really like this movie, but it doesn't compare to the other two. That I agree with.
No, it's... I mean, I think we said in the ranking episode, or certainly I said in the ranking episode, I realize, listening back to our episodes, I always characterize it as if there's consensus when I make these comments, and there rarely is. So I'm going to stick to saying I said in the ranking episode that I think this is the beginning of the end for the series. This is where the rot starts to set in. Of the bad tendencies.
Okay, well, yeah.
But it doesn't spoil the movie in a way it spoils the next two.
Yeah, well, it's funny because going into this, I remember having really liked this movie when I saw it in theaters, and I thought maybe it would be my favorite in the series when I went back and watched it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much I was taken with it when I first saw it. And then when I watched it for our purposes, I thought, okay, I mean, I'm still having a good time, but let's not go crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not, it's just not as good a movie as these other two movies.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I probably also said this as well, but the point of the series is when they start to follow rather than lead as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they become complacent with what they're doing, and then they start kind of looking elsewhere for inspiration rather than, they've settled on what it is they want to do, and are just kind of going to roll with that till the end of the series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it feels like we're fully formed into building from stunts out now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agreed.
Having said that, there's some fucking stunt shit in this that I like a lot.
I do, and I think that the stunts and just the set pieces in general beat the next two movies hands down.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's disproportionate to the discourse about the stunts in the next two films. I guess because they're more ambitious as stunts.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not cinematically. They're inferior.
They're not as good as they're not as good as this.
And also, there's some set pieces in here which are kind of almost entirely digital that work as well.
Mm.
So I kind of like the interplay of that too. I think you can start to smell yourself a little bit with any kind of special effect, whether it's practical or digital. And I think
sure
they kind of because it becomes their USP, they have to make much more of it than is necessary for what they're actually doing.
Well, I'm in the closet in August, so I can definitely smell myself.
Oh yeah, I've been smelling myself from the moment you said hello and welcome. And by the way, I thought we were doing Rogue Nation today. Even though we just recorded the episode on that, I honestly, if you said hello and welcome, this is an impossible edition. Today we're talking. Said, what am I going to say? I would have gone Rogue Nation, like 100%. There's no way I would have said Fallout. So maybe that speaks to the problem, the emerging problems in this series, that even the titles are starting to
blend into one melded thing. But you're probably smelling toast in that closet of yours as well, it seems like.
Fallout. Let's talk title while
sure.
I mean, we've done that. We're this is.
I said on the way out of the last episode, I'm like, simple.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about it is that it implies something nuclear.
Yeah. Well, that's not the reference that they give itself in the movie. It's the fallout of everything that
aftermath.
Ethan. Yeah, it's aftermath that of Ethan Hunt's life, and that's what Lane says to him.
Has that ever been a subtitle, Aftermath? It sounds like it should be. Has anyone ever done it?
Well, I think it's more it's a more our thing.
I know in our sequel pitches. Well, I know in our sequel pitches, I'm sure we've used that subtitles, but outside of the closet, has anyone used?
Yeah, not that I can think of.
This could have been called that. So, and I guess it's unfortunate, but the video game must have been released by this point, even if the TV series hasn't. So, I'm surprised there wasn't an intellectual property kind of conflict of interest, because they're both Prime properties now, right?
What?
Well, for the TV series Fallout's on Prime, and so some
that
Mission Impossible
series.
Movies, yeah.
Well, because Mission Impossible's on Paramount Plus right now.
But it's been on and off Prime as well. I don't understand how the modern streaming economy works with regards to studio identity. It makes no sense.
Not at all.
Even when I try and figure it out, where I'm like, okay, so everything Warner Brothers goes on HBO Max, and then there's like 20 exceptions to that rule that just that make no sense.
When something leaves Max, I usually know I can see it on Cinemax. When something leaves Netflix. I know that it'll soon be on Hulu. I've noticed that sort of thing. But now Hulu's going to go away and it'll just be on the Disney Plus platform by the next year. So it's just, it's too much for me to keep up.
It's like they're using the principles of joint custody arrangements.
Yeah.
to
No,
host
you know what it
cinema.
feels like? It feels more like the aftermath of my parents' divorce when my parents were like, okay, every other weekend you're going to be with Dad. Mondays you'll be with Dad. Wednesdays you'll be with Dad. Tuesday's the optional night. Why don't you kids pick which parent you want to go with? And we're looking at each other like, how about we don't do that? Fucking weirdos.
To be fair, I've been in that situation, and there's no right answer.
Yeah,
However,
no, of course.
that doesn't sound like an answer that's particularly helpful to the children involved.
I'm a middle child, and you want to lay that shit at my feet? Go fuck yourself.
I'd be honest, I've never heard of the Tuesday breakwater.
No, it's ridiculous.
fucking custody optional day. That's
I think
that's a new one to me.
eventually we were also just like, Dad, we'll see you on the weekends. This Monday, Wednesday night's too much shuffling back and forth. I love you, but fucking fuck.
You have to walk around with like a little Dick Whittington knapsack.
Yeah, like a hobo getting on a train.
Just has like one scrunched up pair of underpants and a toothbrush.
That's all I got. Well, like the rest of all these movies, this one's going to be directed by Christopher McQuarrie. And we've already talked about his filmography, Mr. McHugh himself. And this one we're up and everything. Budget, $173 million. Opening weekend, $61.2 million. In the USA, $220.1 million. And in the world, $824.1 million.
Okay. Yeah, and I saw it on a plane, so they didn't get my money.
Is this the one you didn't understand?
Oh yeah, I couldn't. Well, I mean, it's the second part of a two-parter, and
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you can do exposition too well. The point where you leave out the person that needs it.
Yeah.
And there are many moments like this in the movie of like, normally I'd be saying that's really definitely integrated exposition, but unfortunately I need to know because I haven't seen the
I'm
last
behind.
movie. I'm behind the eight ball. So they didn't get my money.
Well, we still have the plethora of production companies, but the Paramount logo I dubbed as the action let's get to it Paramount logo. Like, we don't have enough time. Let's speed this fucking Paramount logo up.
I have this same note. I'm like, apply this logic elsewhere. We might get in under 2 hours, guys. Right? Just randomly speed up certain sequences. I'd be fine with that. The Homer Simpson editing kind of principles. And then people will suspect the dog.
Or when he's got the glove. You know, at first he's slapping people. Then he's like, excuse me, pardon, get out of my way. Feel terrible. Challenge you to a duel.
And also, I guess China's money's no good no more.
Yeah. Alibaba's is, though.
We're still interested in that Middle Eastern money, but we're not interested in. I'm assuming Alibaba, racistly, is a Middle Eastern company.
Yes, me too.
But I think China Movie Channel is
gone.
That would be surreal if it wasn't Chinese based.
Yeah.
Unless it's like really precious movies, like China, that kind of China. Yeah, no. So they're
JJ still got his meat hooks in the fucking franchise, though.
He does, and I bet there's a line later on in this movie that I guarantee he suggested Simon Pegg tell the director to put in. So,
you want to tell us now, or you want to wait?
No, because there's too much. There's too much to explain on top of that.
All right.
Yeah, and we start with a dream.
Yeah, we hard cut to the arch nemesis marrying Tom Cruise and his old wife.
Yeah, it's it's a cheap move, as Luke would say to R2D2, especially in a largely in a non-fantastical franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think as well because have the Bond films gone there yet? Have we ever seen a James Bond dream sequence? I don't think we have.
No, I don't think so.
I think the closest we ever got was in Moonraker, when there's these kind of out of sequence shots when he's going around on the zero gravity G-force simulator. And we get these out of sequence shots, which is him kind of remembering that he has the pen that he can use to stop the gun pen, and it's like it's his point of view for a second. I think that's the closest we've got to interior consciousness to the.
Yeah, I think it's too different of a character. Like if you went into his dreams, it'd all just be water sex and carnival ride sex and on top of airplane sex and.
His brain has like a centerfold in it. You just pull it out. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. But so,
I did write down. However, should have stopped short of the CGI face burn. That went just a little too long. That CGI.
I mean,
with the nuclear explosion tearing apart their bodies.
I could do without it completely.
Yes, true.
I mean, especially when it's revealed later that there are some psychic visions in here.
Mm-hmm.
Things about Lane that he couldn't possibly know.
Like he has a beard.
Unless he like that he has a beard and a line that he's gonna say that he has no reason to think Lane would ever say.
Yeah.
Unless it was a premonition. Yeah, and on the plus side, I think the dream aspect of it is revealed quickly. I'm glad they don't keep hiding the ball on it being a dream, as often dream sequences do.
Yeah, well, the second you see Lane, you think, okay, so we're starting with a dream sequence.
I don't know, the way that these, like the way that villains and heroes swap in.
You're thinking of the Fast Furious series.
I am thinking of the Fast and Furious, which I have not yet seen, but also the Terminator movies and and it's in lieu of very much. It's a different way of doing a recap as well, right? But for a first time viewer like me, in the midst of pre-jet lag, it's confusing.
Right.
And I don't think it's tonally appropriate for the kind of movie you're making.
Fine.
So, yeah. Could do without it.
Well, Ethan's gonna wake. He'll grab his gun, as all heroes do, out of a dream. And then
if that was really true, like if when you woke up for a dream, whoever was lying beside you try to like shoot them.
Yeah.
Like a pistol. Just kind of load them and try to kill. It's like, I'm not a gun, I'm a person.
Yeah, he needs somebody else in the room to say, do you have any idea how dangerous that is? You shouldn't have a gun with you.
And then he heads off to his mission
He gets
briefing.
a courier message. Yeah, he's got to learn about the syndicate and how the CIA is getting the last of the apostles.
It's and there's a portentous code word exchange.
Mm-hmm.
I am the storm. And this is where I started to feel like this is where I got the nagging feeling that they now want to be brooding Bond because it's popular again because Spectre was such a hit. So now they're into
Spectre, not Spectre. Was Spectre a hit? I don't think it was.
Huge hit.
Was it?
It was a ridiculous hit.
More
at
than
the time, it was the most profitable Bond film ever made.
More than the one that preceded it?
Yeah. It's huge.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
It's too yellow. It's too yellow.
I know. We both agree it's too. Yeah, there is consensus on that. But I think now they want the series to be brooding in the vein of the Daniel Craig Bond film.
That's why he's stepping out of the shadows.
I think it's a response to that, where they found a niche in the market where they were the alternative to that, and now they kind of succumbed to being part of the same
problem.
Some would say, and by some I mean me.
Yeah.
Though I gotta say they claw it back with the, and this movie is like it's hits and misses throughout. Like they claw it back with the reel to reel projector in a book. I mean,
Yeah.
There's no more 1960s idea than that.
Sure. No, yeah.
I think even in the Simpties they'd be like, ooh, too on the nose.
Yeah, but
so
it's funny because
that.
they're kind of going for the same bit that they did in the last one with the woman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're getting the same mission briefing, except it's not being interrupted by the syndicate. But you're right in the sense that there's no sense of whimsy. There's no, it.
Well, I think the reel-to-reel projector is your whimsy.
Yeah.
It's like period whimsy. Yeah, it's not the same as actual whimsy.
Yeah.
It's not Sir Peter, the gentleman detective Sir Peter whimsy.
I'll say.
That's a real character. That's a real fictional
For
character.
what?
A series of books.
Oh, okay.
Sir Peter Whimsy, I'm pretty sure.
What are books? Tell me more about these things.
Well, you open them up and there are reel-to-reel projectors inside. If this movie's anything to go by,
then we go. There's like a meeting, right? They're gonna buy something, and Benji's worried, and they're giving him shit for it, basically.
Well, we have it. Lane has a surrogate, John Locke, who sounds like the name that writers use when they're batting around ideas just to have something to call the character.
Something like John Lark, except not so stupid.
So there's another doom monger in charge of the
like
the
Loveday, but it's not so lame.
Yeah, so they have this cold open's going on much longer than it needs to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, now we have a series. This is a series of meetings taking place in this cold open. We've got Benji and Luther are back, and it's interesting. And I listened to our last episode. We were kind of at odds about, when do they settle the team, and I think it's here, right? Where they kind of like Benji.
Well, that's
Luther.
what I was trying to say in the last episode. That what they finally settle on is this core three. It's these three, and then they're always revolving around them. Yeah.
So there's the three amigos, and so it's like composites of the first and second phase of the series, right? Luther is right there from the beginning.
Right.
They picked up Simon Pegg along the way. Tom Cruise has always been there and always will be.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. That's a given. They're not making a film without him. At the time of recording. So yeah, and then we got remote control car. Tomorrow Never Dies polls, which you're gonna steal from a Bond movie, steal from a better one than Tomorrow Never Dies. And also that's like 20 years earlier.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's been a while for sure.
97, 2000. Yeah, so that's 20 years. So remote control cars are not anything exciting anymore. Well, we've moved on to driverless cars. You don't even need a remote control anymore.
Yeah, true. Right. They're just on their own.
Maybe
they would have been ahead of the curve.
We're saving AI for the next one. Let's not talk about anything to do with it.
Put all their eggs in that one basket.
So,
Well, Ethan's going to shoot Luther, hoping he's wearing his vest.
Speaking of being behind the 8 ball, there's a line here that where they say we should all be dead.
Did one of us say something about being behind the 8 ball?
Yeah, one of us did. Yes, I talked about being behind the 8 ball. That's right.
All right, I'm not listening. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. I can't remember what I said it in reference to, so that memory's gone too. I can't remember what character says it, but but they say we should all be dead.
Mm.
And
that sounds like something Benji would say.
It does, doesn't it? I'm not sure it is, but it reeks of in Revenge of the Sith when they get caught in that force field when they're rescuing Senator Palpatine, and they say, "We're smarter than this."
Yeah,
it's this kind of like a line speaking to how your central
contrived the situation is, and
they're behind. They're already behind the 8 ball, which is never a good look for your heroes so soon into a movie. But so I'm like, okay, This feels this is lengthy.
Yeah,
and
but in the
laborious.
last movie, that works really well with Ethan getting caught
But-
with his pants down and the syndicate gassing him, and
But it all happens. It's just the action. It's not. He's not going. I've been caught with my pants down.
no, yeah, true.
Oh no!
Look at that.
Woman just died. But then I've got nothing but good things to say about what happens next and what really the whole cold open should have been. I think
The
really it should have started here. The Blitzer Maneuver.
the Blitzer Maneuver, yeah.
I mean, it's first of all.
But this has to grain against your.
No.
Really? You approve?
No. I greatly approve because this is the first acknowledgement I've got that this is happening. This is happening as a matter of course, that we're casting existing news anchors as news anchors in movies, and actually does something with it to the point where it's worthwhile. Well, I mean, first thing to say about it,
you forgive him for not for moonlighting from his real fucking job.
But that's the thing. Like everything, like it's a commentary on that convention.
Yeah,
because they're using they're using the legitimacy that Wolf Blitzer saying it brings in order to make the long con work.
Yeah.
So it's got a purpose. It's not just, they're taking times away from their actual jobs.
And in the end, it's technically not Wolf Blitzer.
It's technically not Wolf Blitzer, although I also don't know how Wolf Blitzer can justify in the first year of the Trump administration devote time to anything else, other than being on CNN. But whatever. Yeah. But anyway, the first thing to say about it is that it's your classic Mission Impossible long con.
Right.
And it's got that sort of playing with ideas about newscasters in fictional movies, which the original Mission Impossible is one of the first I remember having like actual Sky News presenters in it, reporting what was happening in the film. And then I was, and I remember being shocked then that they're a 24-hour news channel and they've got time they've got time for this in their schedule, because
they use a similar maneuver, don't they? Isn't there a...
That happens in 2 with Brendan Gleeson.
Okay.
But
There's
do
not
it through
one in the
newspapers.
first one, too?
There might be. It's a long time since I've seen it.
All right.
This is better.
This is delightful.
Oh, wait a minute. No, you're right. It's the cold open of the original does.
Right.
He's not a newscaster. It's like it's like your classic masked person
like, and he's got to inject her with a drug to wake her up in time, and there's a whole thing right before everybody dies.
But that's what I mean. Like, it's your classic setup, but done in an original way. I love the idea, and also the playing with the idea of the soundstage too. Like, it's a movie within a movie. Also, it's the kind of conditions in which you would film a 1960s television show. So it speaks to that too. So I just think it's really well done, and it totally pulled the wool over my eyes. I mean, when you sort of step back from it, you go, yeah, there's kind of no way I could have guessed that's what they were doing.
No, yeah, right.
Because these masks don't really exist, so there's no way that anyone could pose as Wolf Blitzer in the way that this scene supposes. But it's just so expertly done.
Oh yeah, I love it.
And it doesn't matter that the Wolf Blitzer is clearly a horrible actor.
Yeah, true.
Because presumably the voice machine picked up on that. That's what I mean. That's what's great about it. Everything can be headcanoned into something happening in Worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to see Benji take off a mask and just be so fucking pleased with himself too.
Yeah.
And then we hard cut to the show us more of the movie credits.
There's a decent match cut here as well. The syringe turning into a fuse, which still better than Dial of Destiny's Lucasfilm lock,
I'll say.
But this is Paramount as well, so maybe they should have just given this. Maybe they've given that job to Paramount. So look, I know you're not making these movies anymore, but could you just do the match cut for us? I'm James Mangold. I need to delegate more.
Didn't I see I swear to God, he came up on my Facebook the other day, and you're friends with him.
It's not that none of those are real.
Okay.
I'm friends with so many famous people that are not really famous people. One, I'd happily. I like some of his movies. I'd happily be friends with James Mangold.
Yeah, sure.
As long as he doesn't take me to a party with J.J. Abrams, which he absolutely would. It would be the first thing he did.
Come on, you'd want to talk to JJ, set him straight.
I mean, what could I tell him at this point? That one, he hasn't heard already, or two,
oh, I don't think he's heard any of these criticisms.
I don't know about that.
He's generally well regarded, I think.
I think I've heard similar criticisms anyway. Who knows? They obviously, people like him and James Gunn and James Mangold, they all live in a bubble where they've all got their own justifications for why they do ridiculous things in their movies. And there's nothing that we as the public can do about convincing them that it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, my point is that it's quite a good transition.
Where are we? So yeah, we have the credit sequence.
Yeah, title sequence, getting more actor-packed, these sequences now.
Definitely. Gotta add a Baldwin.
It's getting very too many cooks.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many actors and in the movies now.
You've got a Bassett. You've got a Superman.
Mm-hmm. And then so many titles now. Some of them spill over into the actual movie as well. They're
mm-hmm.
like after there's a good 2 minutes of credits popping up on screen once the movie proper's begun as well.
No doubt.
Everyone wants to get their name on this movie. At this point.
Except you.
Why? Why would I not want my name on this movie? I could have been Alec Baldwin's dietitian, and the joke would be that I'm fatter than he is now, and how did that happen?
That'd be a great bit if you were like, "What are you doing? You can't eat that. Have this chicken salad sandwich," and then you put a hot dog.
And then I put it in my I just inject all of his fat into my body. And that's my next note is a noticeably slim, especially when you're watching these movies back to back, a noticeably slimmed down Alec Baldwin. He's been on the blue apron. He can't resist the sound of his own recommendations.
I wrote down that he gives Ethan Hunt a good "I believe you" in you speech.
Yeah, and this is good and bad. I think it's good that we don't forget that he defected.
Mm-hmm.
That he's on board with it. Would be disingenuous if he suddenly turned against the IMF after having just kind of capitulated to them at the end of the last movie.
Right, but it's like
but he's a little too on board.
Yeah, he's basically he's putting all his eggs in the Ethan Hunt basket. He's like, yeah. I'm here because of you. I believe in you, and
it feels
because
like
you're willing to save the one person. I believe in you.
Yeah. It's probably cobbled together from Saving Private Ryan somewhat, something Tom Hanks said in Saving Private Ryan. But I think it has a whiff of Cruise worship about it as well. Like maybe we're shifting to that. We gotta have there are going to be niches in every movie where all that we do is we stand around and praise Tom Cruise. I know
you jumped up on that couch and freaked a lot of people out, but
yeah,
I believe in you.
It's kind of essentially that, and
I think that enthusiasm is your greatest strength.
And the other kind of conceptual hurdle we always have to go through is the idea that they are the IMF is this archaic kitsch organization within the government. So every time we've got to talk about how they're just a bunch of grown men in rubber masks, and this gets very tiresome from this point onwards. This is the last time I take it seriously. It feels just like obligatory in the next couple of movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think they've the events of these movies that they've proved their mettle in the intelligence world by this point.
Should have, yeah.
we don't find out what happened to Jeremy Renner's character, do we? He just disappears.
I was going to ask you the same question, because I don't remember them ever mentioning
That sounds like
him.
an accusation. Like I know something. Like I purposefully disappeared him. Nope. You think I'm responsible for the accident, don't you?
You got rid of him, didn't you? Do you see on the outskirts of this picture right here?
When did he have his...
Two hands pushing him towards that snowplow?
My sense is it was the Bourne franchise that took him away in real life. But when did he have his accident?
I feel like that was before this.
No. When did he have his accident, though?
But I feel like what I meant to say is I feel like that was long after this.
The accident or the Bourne franchise?
Oh, I feel like the accident was after this, but the Bourne franchise was before this.
Okay. Well, either way, he's not available.
Yeah.
But there's no way.
Could have just been an Avengers thing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I keep forgetting he pops up as Hawkeye. That would make sense. So he's got other work to do. They don't make any explanation in Will, but they kind of bring in Cavill as the sort of replacement Renner, I think.
Yeah, I gotta say I like Cavill in this movie.
I like Henry Cavill again. I think, like Superman, they just give him a far too obvious character to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like the villain.
I guess I don't mind it so much.
The villain's disguise is he's obviously the villain.
Yeah,
that's
right.
It's a double bluff. He's like the only person who could possibly be the villain. That's his disguise.
Right. There is that, but for some reason it doesn't bother me so much. I guess because they're constantly referring to him as a blunt tool. And I think, blunt tool villain. That's who he is.
Daniel Craig, James Bond.
Yeah.
I think that's I think that's what they're going for. They literally want to introduce a Daniel Craig James Bond type to the series, but they don't want to lose Tom Cruise. So it becomes like a buddy comedy between the two of them. And I think the film does a really good job of distinguishing the different kinds of heroism that these two people represent.
Yes, correct.
You know, I mean, Hunt is the thinking man's action hero.
Mm-hmm.
The puzzle solver, and Henry Cavill is the
brawn.
The brawn. Yeah, it is. It's like a brawn-brain distinction.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they also go at cross purposes gender-wise, because Cavill's working for Bassett.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So he's working for a woman, but he's the blunt tool, and Tom Cruise is working for Alec Baldwin of all people, and he's the scalpel.
Yeah, he's got his female M as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's he's so much Daniel Craig James Bond.
Maybe we should take our first break. We're about to get to the Halo jump.
Yeah. The only other role I think he plays, I'm not ignoring that you said we got a break. I just want to add this one thing since we're going into Halo jump territory.
Yes. I think you are ignoring what I just said.
No.
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to squeeze in one last point, which is that he appears to be a vocal critic of the IMF.
Mm-hmm.
And he's significantly younger than Tom Cruise. So he kind of represents the problems that young people might have with this franchise and trying to address them on screen until it turns out that he's the villain.
Right.
And this really is an old man's franchise after all.
Sure. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll take a break and then we'll get to the Halo jump.
Yeah.
Sound good?
This is another great sequence coming up.
All right, put your seatbelts on, motherfuckers. We'll be right back.
Won't do you any good.
It's time for Lizard vs. Wizard. In a brand new action-packed comedy, fantasy adventure book written and performed by Christopher John Featheroff. It's called The Last of the Giant Fire Lizards. When her nest is destroyed and her forever mate slaughtered, Zephyr Ignitus, the last of an ancient breed of fire-breathing dragons, gathers together a team of saber-toothed panthers, woolly mammoths, and a crew of howler monkeys, brandishing swords and weapons stolen from the ships of men, all to hunt down and scorch the evil beast-killing wizard that did her wrong. The Last of the Giant Fire Lizards is a fast-paced, R-rated comedy under the cloak of an epic, rip-roaring fantasy adventure. Set in a land of fire and magic, it follows the dragon on her quest for vengeance, as she visits strange new cities and mystical places, all to hunt down and slaughter a demented sorcerer that slayed her mate and blew up her mountain. The Last of the Giant Fire Lizards can be found in ebook, paperback, and audiobook. Try and find it on Amazon or on Kindle. That's The Last of the Giant Fire Lizards. Find it wherever you get the good books just as soon as you can. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. We're talking Mission Impossible Fallout, the 2018 film, once again directed by Mr. Christopher McQuarrie.
Oh, I thought I realized that maybe obviously McHugh, he's not. I mean, because that would be a slam if he was comparing Christopher McQuarrie to McG.
Yeah.
But I think the inference isn't there a John Wayne movie called McHugh, where he plays a police detective?
Well, that does sound familiar, yeah.
So I think that might be it. So it's probably like it's Tom Cruise's way of showing affection.
Right. Yes.
Like, it's like, you're like one of those old Hollywood types.
He either gives you a nickname or marries you and asks you to join Scientology.
Yeah. There's something later on in this movie, there's something going on with Tom Cruise and his wives that's very fishy. There's a lot of weird trying to get off the hook for something bad you've done to an ex-wife that made me feel really uncomfortable towards the end of this movie.
All right, well, we'll wait for it. Don't do the thing I do and execute it from your brain.
Oh no, I'll remember. I've written it down.
Excellent.
I wrote it down so I wouldn't have to remember.
Can't you remember?
I love Sean Connery's reaction to that as well. It's like this genuine moment of, oh, I actually don't remember. That's like me and my to-do list.
Yeah.
It's like I do the same thing every week. You think I'd remember this? No, I have to literally write it down and scratch it off, or it ain't gonna happen.
Go to bed. All right.
Oh, I mean, listen, I've had mental conversations with myself where I've debated like putting in there right to-do list for next week. And then scratching it out. And I'm like, no, I can't get into that. I can't get into that time loop. No, thank you.
Well, I wrote down this Halo jump scene is some good shit.
Yeah, and this is what I mean about. I mean, this is obviously very digital.
I don't know that it is.
Well, some of it has to be.
Till the end.
Right.
But
so they did a base. They did a base jump in this.
No, I think they jumped out of a plane. I think it's one of those things where they did it.
But the way they film it, it's not possible unless they put a camera inside someone's eyes. There's no way that they could film these shots for real.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think, but I wanted to give them credit because they use some of the best versions of doing this kind of sequence.
Mm-hmm.
And just a few years ago, Gravity came out, and I think they're using a lot of the same techniques they used in Gravity,
mm-hmm.
which are digital, but are kind of compelling and interesting.
Absolutely, yeah.
And vivid in a way that digital versions of flying often aren't at the end of every Avengers movie.
Right.
So, whatever. I love hearing that there was some actual jumping out of plane shit in here.
No, they definitely did jump out of planes, and they did it however many times they did it. They did it a few times.
But the artifice of it didn't bother me.
No, not at all. I mean, I remember the first time I saw it just kind of being mesmerized because it's one of those things where I kind of found myself almost shutting down, like,
Yeah.
oh, we're going into a digital sequence. And then as I watched Tom Cruise jump out of an airplane, and I can see that like somebody went with him, and that person has a camera, and like they're moving
Yeah.
around him and actually filming him falling. And then I really started to lean forward and try to, pick out. Obviously, there's some artificial, because part of it is that there's a lightning strike, and that's part of the
They
story.
wouldn't be able to see their faces within the helmets unless some of it was digitalized.
I don't know.
All right. I mean,
You ever hear James Cameron talk about that?
no.
He says, "I figured this out in 1989. Like they redesigned scuba masks for the abyss."
Okay.
And just so you could see as much face as possible while they were underwater. And he was like, and then you just have a light that kind of hangs over the side and it goes in on their face. And nobody takes the note. They always put lights on inside of the mask and it lights it in a weird way. And if you just put the light directly on their face, works great, guys.
Well, I'm willing. However the sausage is made.
But the point is, however much is digital or practical, it's working here.
It grills up nicely, slap it in a bun, and I'll devour it.
Yeah. I like the button. I like the button too. There's nothing funnier than like a cocky jock kind of guy from high school who thinks he knows everything and then he fucks up and he has to have his life saved by the guy we talked about as the scalpel, like the guy with the brains.
Yeah.
And when he looks at Tom Cruise at the end, he goes, "Looks like you lost your oxygen there," and just starts walking away. It makes me laugh every time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of physical realism in it, whether it's simulated through digital work or practical work. I mean, it has that feel throughout.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you say, this is the sequence, and the sequence has a purpose, because, as you say, it's all about carving those distinctions between those two different types of heroism, one based on brains, the other based on brawn.
Mm.
And, and I guess, speaking to the jock analogy, emotional intelligence as well, right?
Yeah, right.
Like somehow in this, Henry Cavill's character is just so emotionally dead inside that even a Tom Cruise character looks emotionally savvy compared to him. But just the idea of like not waiting to hear what he has to say and then pushing him out of the plane.
Right.
But I mean, is this another problem of making him the villain rather than just the sort of antagonist within the organization?
Cruise's character, yeah,
because then you can go back to all of this and go, well, this is all Palpatine, and go, well, this was all a part of his plan from the beginning.
Well, but you also, I mean, there's only so long you can hide that ball because you're not introducing.
He's obviously the villain.
Yeah, like you're just like there aren't enough people being introduced in this movie for you to say anything other than I think Henry Cavill's up to something. And actually, I guess part of it is like they know that there's that we're not there yet, but there's that part where he lies to Angela Bassett with the fake recording that he gives her about Hunt. Yeah. And you're like, and it feels early for them to do that, but I guess I'm kind of on their side because we've already figured it out. Like we already know.
I think there's a better way to do it. I think this was the problem with Spectre.
That's true. That I agree with. Yeah.
They had the same problem in Spectre. As soon as you see Andrew Scott's character, you go, well, he's obviously the villain, and he was.
Yeah. Right.
And I think that's what they end up doing here. So having had that precedence, I think they could have done something more interesting where it was more about Lane needing them to believe that he was a mole.
Yes, right.
To damage his credibility and to turn
Setting
them against each other. Yeah, something like that. And and this would be a nice variation on the whole.
Taking their natural distrust of each other because of who they are, the opposites that they are, and using them against like cross purposes against each other, and them having to learn to trust each other would have been more interesting.
It'd be great if he just turned out to be a dick,
Yeah.
right? If it
Right.
was sort of like I think that's more that makes his character more interesting. That he's got no ulterior motive.
Mhm.
He just can't work with people. I think that's what that would be more interesting to me.
Well, then we get into the rave and the bathroom fight. And I've like this bathroom fight is a real roller coaster ride because there's things I like and there's things where I'm like, what are these Marvel characters? They're going through concrete here.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, this is where literally, they're taking a scene from Casino Royale here. So, and they're in tuxedos, and it's kind of washed out white colors. So
yeah, right.
They're really ripping from admittedly the best of the Daniel Craig James Bond, but still, I kind of really didn't want to see a fight in a public toilet in this franchise. Because that's kind of accepting that it's just all become the same.
Homogenized.
Spy mush.
Action. Yeah, right.
Espionage mush. But, on the plus side, Ilsa returns.
Ilsa returns. I like the guy that they're fighting against because that guy's a total badass. Like, you can see that he's a lot of fun to watch. I like the moment where he's trying to make the face thing work, but Lark has smashed it.
Yes.
Against the guy's face, or Walker. Sorry, Walker.
Yeah.
But he'll become Lane.
And they don't want her to be a permanent member of the team yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, she'll back out of the series later. So they're keeping her as both like a female version of Ethan Hunt. The kind of basically like Catwoman.
Yeah.
And, she may or may not be the bad guy. Like Catwoman. Like
Right.
Urkel. Every Friday night, like Urkel. I realized I said that like Homer Simpson. So they're keeping some distance from her becoming part of the team, even though you feel like that would have happened at some point if she hadn't decided that she wanted to have a career beyond making Mission Impossible movies before her youth expires.
Yeah, right.
And there's even more steals from Spectre, the way Cruz enters the meeting.
With Kirby?
Yeah, very, like, hanging out in the shadows and being at a meeting you're not supposed to be at. Although I do think that it is still a cycle, and that No Time to Die kind of steals a lot from this as well. So it's kind of like they're just sort of locked in a kind of cycle of, which I guess is kind of done on both ends now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of complete on both ends now, but they're, from like, I don't know. Yeah, from Casino Royale onwards, really, they're sort of, one is leading the other, and then the other leads them, and kind of goes back and forth, and it's just kind of interesting to watch it all in tandem, especially when, someone like me, I've only seen one side of the story.
Right.
And first of all, you're like, oh wow, there was an alternative to this shitty version of James Bond that I had to put up with. And then you're like, oh no, now they seem to really like the shitty version of James Bond that I've had to put up with, so I can't even get away from it in my Mission Impossibles.
Like I said, though, there's little shit within it that I like.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Even if it's, I like
slow,
Henry Cavill.
Slow and plodding.
I like Henry Cavill's air punch, and when he takes his jacket off in the middle of that fight, like,
yeah,
fucking ready.
It's you realize how deftly paced the last couple of movies were.
Yeah, that's true.
In sequences like this, because they're going for moodiness over efficiency or quality. They're just like, what makes it seem more atmospheric.
Don't they have one of those fake outs too? Do they have a fake out where Ethan sees how the meeting will go?
That's coming up, yeah. The bad outcome projection, yeah.
Yeah.
But this time, the twist on this one is that it's in the moral sense, right? It's like, is he willing to kill innocent people?
Yeah.
In order to enact this subterfuge.
Yeah.
And that's why it's kind of again, I think that's the Daniel Craig Bond question. It's like, we're teasing Ethan Hunt getting darker as a character. I think.
And they have to fight their way out of that nightclub, right? Because everybody's... He
Mm-hmm.
has to show... Who is it? The White Widow that Kirby plays?
Sure.
He has to kind of show her the room and like how many people are all looking at them
Yeah.
and really want to fuck their shit up.
Yeah, they really should have. They really should have figured out at this point that she knew he wasn't John Locke, because they spent about an hour in the fucking.
Oh, it goes into the next movie where they're like...
That's what I
doesn't
mean.
she-
Where they spend so much
Yeah.
time with it, like, but she thinks I'm John Locke. I'm like, oh yeah, you didn't write yourself out of that corner, and now it's fucked you in the ass, isn't it? You got another 20 minutes on your movie now. Well, I mean, this again. I think this is where the movie really picks up as soon as John Harris re-enters into
Yeah.
the picture.
Well, I can't remember if we talked about this before because Vanessa Kirby is Vanessa Redgrave's daughter from the first movie. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow!
And I wanted to know if you realized that or if you knew
No,
that.
I did not. I did not.
Pretty sure
realize
that's
that.
right. Yeah.
There are actual her daughters are actually out there. Did you not think of casting any of those?
Guess not.
Like troll style with the Lockharts. Gotta sign up to our Patreon to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and this is also like there's an in-between part here where Henry Cavill, where Walker does give Sloane the phone. That's how early it is that we find out he's the bad guy. I mean, that's early on.
Do we know he's the bad guy or just a bad dude?
No, I think we know he's the bad guy because
Oh, I missed that.
Ethan Hunt's phone is smashed, and he gives Sloane a phone that's unsmashed. So we know that it's not his phone. We know he's setting him up.
Well, if you're paying attention, I was probably getting my in-flight meal at the time.
You didn't.
I don't
you
know.
Didn't watch it a second time for our purposes.
Yeah, but I
You're
tried
just
to
basing it off.
No, I watched it
your
a second
flight?
time, but I had to recreate the conditions of being on an airplane. So I bought, a tiny little meal. I covered it in foil, and I had a robot come serve me.
A little mini bottle of fucking vodka.
I went to a Vietnamese restaurant the other day, and they had a robot server.
Oh yeah.
It was like being in Rocky IV.
Happy birthday, Polly.
But there are servers as well, and what they do is they just if there's like a lot of orders, which traditionally when I go to a restaurant there is, they sort of send it most of the way, so the servers can just take it from the racks and put it like close enough to your table, but not all the way to your table because they still want to get a tip. They also want to get tips, presumably. Have you seen the clip that John Oliver's this is tangents within tangents that he showed of the robot coffee maker asking for a tip?
No.
It's like this. Basically, it's this automated coffee, robot barista, and then at the end, like the screen goes to like, "Do you want to tip 50%, 20%?" And then the guy who's recording it's like, "You want a tip?"
What are you going to use it for?
But here's another, something that No Time to Die picked up on. The villain comes back as a prisoner. I mean, it's not an original idea here.
Sure.
It's Hannibal Lecter essentially, but it's interesting that within 5 years, 2 big spy franchise movies use the same device of welcoming back the villain of the previous movie as a prisoner in this movie. They do way more with it here. Like I say, I think some of Sean Harris's best work is in this movie.
Yeah, he's good, as always. And there's this moment.
But there's a way in which, and No Time to Die shows this, that somehow you can make the villain less interesting when they come back as a prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
And the opposite happens here; it becomes more interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not a given that. I think he could have come back as real weak sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Like Blofeld's just a gibbering mess when he comes back in No Time to Die. But here is a sense. I mean, obviously, he's got a plan.
How relieved were you when he died in that movie?
Well, I was, I had mixed feelings because then I was like, "You're gonna bring him back just to do this?" But it's like,
Yeah.
It's probably never going to work at this point.
Yeah. But there's also this moment. I think it's the fake out dream sequence, the negative projection.
Yeah.
I think it's right around there where he's sitting in the truck with Cavill, and Cavill. Well, I guess that's not true. I was gonna say because he knows it already because he's in cahoots with fucking Lane. But
that's the problem. You can always read that in.
Right. But I was gonna say, like, there's this moment where it seemed like he read that Tom Cruise is the one that caught Solomon Lane. And I remember thinking, oh, so is he smarter than we thought he was? And, like, this is going to be the part of, like, where the movie goes in a different direction and he becomes a more interesting villain, but he doesn't really.
No, that's true.
He stays the blunt tool.
Yeah. You know, with the bad outcome projection, are they sort of teasing us as the audience to believe that Hunt is turning into his own terrorist alter ego? Like, is this a sort of... No? Do they ever want us to go to Ethan Hunt's gone too far this time?
I think part of it is they're showing...
He's the new John Voight, Jim Phelps.
Well, I think they're showing us that to see the option. Like, how far will he go to keep his cover for this job, knowing that he fucks everything that he did in the last movie? But then they keep that hidden from us, and he does the old put the truck in the river ploy.
Oh yeah, another water extraction,
which we see from Batman or the Dark Knight.
We saw it in Mission Impossible 3 too.
Yeah, that's true.
Another water extraction of a criminal mastermind.
Yeah.
Then we get back on the bikes because it's a Mission Impossible movie. No complaints here.
No, yeah.
It's interesting. There's a moment when they're riding through the streets of Paris, or riding and driving through the streets of Paris, when in my head I went, these streets look too empty. Like, they don't feel like real streets. And then suddenly vehicles start to appear and they crash into one.
Yeah, there's crashing.
I'm like, so maybe they were thinking the same thing as they were filming it. I like that kind of attention to some plausibility.
I like the one where he finally crashes too, when he goes over that hood of that car and is tumbling and then cuts the net into the river.
Oh yeah,
it's a good stunt.
What I really like about this car chase, which is sort of interesting but basic.
Yes, exactly. Right.
To me, what really elevates it is Sean Harris's performance. Sitting in the passenger seat, completely stony-faced the entire time. Not reacting to any of the bumps or crashes.
And we talked about the last episode, the point where he sees Ilsa, and he's like, that was Ilsa. Very interesting. Love that.
So it's a great piece of acting, and it's the heart of the sequence. And again, you know, we're still dealing in having action sequences that show you something other than the sequence itself.
Yeah.
Right? The Halo jump tells us something about Henry Cavill. And this one's telling us something about Lane and the fact that if anything he's more effective. The prison has made him more effective in what he's doing at this point.
Yeah.
And then a callback to the standing in the road moment from the from the last movie, which is like, real sequel. This is a real sequel to... It's
real sequel shit right there.
Real sequel shit for Rogue Nation. Yes, this is... I mean, we didn't talk about that necessarily. This is much more of a direct sequel to Rogue Nation than any of the other films are sequels to each other. Even, I would say, Final Reckoning and Dead Reckoning.
Agree.
They don't fit together.
Well, I think I said this
as well as you expect they might, given that they're part 1 and part 2.
Part 1 and part 2, but that was, I think I said this in the ranking episode that
we both did.
See, I think
it works both ways. See, I can pretend that I can latch on to your good ideas, and you can latch on to mine.
But I think I say that, like, this felt like a real good wrap up of the series.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like
this
it
is
just
as
felt
far
like a
as you need
complete
to take
story.
it.
Yeah.
I like it, when it's like if you use the analogy of a television series, we've talked about how there are those final seasons or final couple of seasons that it just went on too long,
Treading water. Yeah.
and then you get the signs that it's going on too long, but there's still some good stuff there,
Mm-hmm.
and then it ends, and you're like, good. They never let it get below a certain point, even though not every episode was perfect. That's what this is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, there were some good episodes in that last season.
Right. Right.
They had the weird storyline about the yak, but apart from that, there was some good one-off episodes in there, and that's what I think. I think that is Fallout. The Fallout. It's like the last good season in a TV series, and that's the point to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't. To me, you wouldn't have lost anything if you'd have ended the series here. I mean, it's already.
Yeah, totally.
It's already overachieved by this point as a film series.
Absolutely.
Nobody ever thought it was getting out of the doldrums of Mission Impossible 2. And it made fucking what are we on now? Like 4 more movies.
Mm-hmm.
That in itself is remarkable. They could have rested on their laurels if they wanted to.
Sure.
And aren't they already filming Top Gun Maverick at this point as well? Like, aren't they making it concurrent? I think it started filming in 2017 because I don't know. I was an extra in that movie, and I'm pretty sure I did some of the filming in 2017.
All right.
Maybe I'm wrong.
But it wasn't coming out until 20 because they delayed it because of COVID, right?
COVID and I think just general delay due to confusion, as Principal Skinner would say.
And then we have this scene where they kind of get away with Lane, and then that random cop shows up.
Yes.
Right?
And
Don't other baddies show up and shoot her, though?
Cavill ends up doing it, doesn't he?
Doesn't he?
I think he ends up doing it, and it's like, oh, okay, I'll take the hit for all of you. I'll take the moral bullet.
No, I think he's pulling his gun, but other guys show up.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And
they shoot
right.
her, and Hunt kills all of them.
Yeah.
And he's kind of lets her know, you're going to be all right. Put pressure on it. Cops are gone their way.
Such an unreliable narrator in so many ways.
Yeah. I think it was the White Widow's men showed up.
Yeah.
They found him. But he runs over Ilsa, Ethan Hunt.
I like Benji's explosive moment where he kind of, tries to set Tom Cruise straight. Tells everyone they're not doing a good job anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good... I like that evolution that he's now in a position where in the team where he can do that.
Right.
Because there's got to be some growth there each movie, I think, to make the idea of... Because the idea is you're supposed to take him from a, laboratory rat to, second fiddle to Tom Cruise.
Right.
So you got to do something every movie to give him a challenging conversation he can have at work.
Right. Yeah, it's within that moment. It's when he runs Ilsa over. That's the moment where Solomon Lane says that was Ilsa. He goes, "It's good to see you, Ethan." And then he gives us the title. That's the moment, too, I think, where he says it's the fallout of all your good intentions.
I would have loved it if they had I wish they'd used the overlong running time of this movie to have, a part of the movie where Lane is pretending that he's reformed. And, and he's, like, taking people to afternoon tea and stuff like that. And just to the point it sells you on it, he rips someone's face off.
The syndicate is just the beginning.
Yeah, he puts boiling hot tea in someone's face and gouges their eyeballs out at the moment he's being most polite.
Chamomile!
The most abrasive of tea leaves. So there's and I guess the other thing about this whole question of Lane's relationship with Ilsa and Ethan's relationship with Ilsa is it kind of a love triangle in a way. It's a jealousy triangle.
Yeah. Because he always, meaning Lane, always, like, knew her as so capable. I think he didn't want to lose her on his side. But seeing her, I mean, you know, it's one of those things, too. I guess that's a good piece of storytelling there, because Lane could be thinking she's there to try and get him, and then Ethan runs her over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the ruse is still kind of available. But then if I recall, Vanessa Kirby, the White Widow, realizes that it's Ilsa that kind of fucked up her whole plan of wanting it to go the way she wanted it to go. And so her price is Ilsa's head, right?
Sure.
Ethan's got to make that choice.
Well, yeah, and we go into a sequence of spies tracking each other, which I love. It's like it's kind of on Her Majesty's Secret Service style, you know, montage of them kind of just tracking each other through various picturesque sections of Paris. And I'm like, I could watch 10 minutes of this.
And we have that bit. I think Ilsa is still out in the cold of her intelligence.
Ooh. Like that you use the real espionage word for that. Good on you.
Yeah. And so I think doesn't she have to kill Lane? Isn't that what the British want her to do? And she's saying, "Don't make me go through you." So they're at cross purposes again. And, yeah.
And I'd be fine with that happening every time in each movie.
Yeah, me too.
I think there's, just as I would like the Syndicate to go on, I'd also like that triangle to go on. But I get it. She's got other movies to make before Hollywood decides she's too old.
I'm in Silo. Get out of my way.
What's Silo? I don't even know what that is. Silo?
There's an Apple TV show.
Ugh, what a horrible title. Who wants to watch a TV series called Silo?
Well, I think they're in a silo underground. I think.
Even worse.
Outside is all fucked up. It's supposed to be pretty good.
Static Submarine. No, thank you.
I want to say Tim Robbins is in it.
Okay. Oh, I mean, I like both of those actors. I just... Silo. Work harder. Work harder, everyone.
You've quit before you even watched.
Not even The Silo. The Silo, you know, I'll raise an eyebrow to that. The Silo.
Oh, The Silo.
What is The Silo?
It all takes place at the end of the movie Witness with Harrison Ford.
From the point of view of the grain.
Yeah.
It's just two pieces of grain like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Can you believe this?
I take and that's the thing is like there's all this presumably good to great television that no one will ever watch because they have shitty titles like that. Like remember that series that was called like The Last Ship?
Yeah.
That's a great title. You ever tried to watch that program? Garbage. No. Absolute garbage. Great title, garbage. And I bet it's the other way around for Silo. A title is a promise, as Jack Derrida once said.
Well, now, didn't you say you had a lot to say about this fake Alec Baldwin maneuver?
I think I may have said it already.
Because that's about where we are.
I love that it's Benji pretending to be Lane, and I love what Sean Harris does to show that Simon Pegg is inside him. That came out wrong, but you know what I mean. Like, Sean Harris is such a good actor that you can tell the difference when he's playing I'm Benji playing pretending to be Lane.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a real test of an actor, I think.
Yeah, right.
And I think he lives up to it. And just that you know they're both two skinny white British actors. Mm-hmm. Like one of them known for comedy, the other one known for horror. So it's kind of it's interesting.
Hundley shows up, I think, with the evidence too, right? The evidence that Hunt is.
Well, this is another great piece of acting because you know Alec Baldwin, I think he's remembering. You know, probably sitting on set after his scene was done, watching Al Pacino in Glengarry Glen Ross. Because when he's talking to Cavill and he needs to sell that he's, you know, that he's gonna shut them down. It's very Al Pacino, and we know Alec Baldwin does a good Al Pacino.
True.
Maybe the best I've heard, because he's got the three voices, from Serpico
Right.
to the Colonel Sanders version of Al Pacino. That has
I say,
Will. He just allows himself some ham, and I really like it because it's not so hammy that it's fake, but it's hammier than it's just, Alec Baldwin can be this hammy, so you don't know if it's Alec Baldwin missing the mark of the scene or he's play acting. And the fact that it turns out he's play acting, it's like, okay, good on you, Alec, right? We know you can make these mistakes, but you're on top of this one.
The character is making those,
It's right. This was 30 Rock, not Malice.
Right.
I don't know. He's probably very good in Malice. I haven't seen it for many years, but
I like Malice.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Malice.
That's an Aaron Sorkin.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's a famous? I can't think of any famously bad Alec Baldwin movies. In fact, I don't. It's all to do with it. Everything I don't like about Alec Baldwin is to do with his personal life. I have
with his own life.
I have no issues with him as an actor at all. I think he does a fabulous job in many movies. I think he's the best thing in a lot of movies I've seen. A lot of not very good movies like The Departed, and
Of course, you hate The Departed.
I don't hate it. I just don't think it's the parts that are in focus are good. I enjoy Alec Baldwin. I enjoy Marky Mark,
Wahlberg,
Martin Sheen, and then the rest of it I couldn't care less about.
There's nothing greater than when Baldwin realizes they slipped out the back, and he's like, "Can I see you outside, you motherfucker?"
It's like Zap Brannigan from Futurama, basically, is what he is. And he's killed off. I think that's the other thing to say about this scene.
It's surprising
also
too,
his swan
right?
song. It's his last will and testament in this series.
And you wonder his choice, their choice, what? Because
his kids didn't want him. His kids didn't want him to be making movies with Tom Cruise for obvious reasons.
That makes sense.
But I don't think that was. But I remember listening to him on a podcast on Here's the Thing, sponsored by Blue Apron, talking about he was talking to someone about working with people who have been cancelled.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that when he said I'm making a movie with Tom Cruise, his kids were like, "Oh, you shouldn't do that on principle." And I think the end of the story was basically he just ignored them and did it anyway. So I doubt that's why. I think it's to what I think it is that they want to keep the tension between building a team and always keeping that in flux, so the audience never knows quite where they are with each character, never knows how much to attach to an individual character. Any members of this team could die at any time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the idea behind it. But maybe they just thought he'd run his course. But I don't think that's true at all.
Right.
I hope that's not what they thought. I mean, if you bring Angela Bassett in as your kind of like counterpart...
Well, yeah, she's the replacement.
Yeah. Then I guess it looks kind of predestined, but I don't know. I didn't think of it like that at all. I thought it was there to make a point that no one is safe in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Except Tom Cruise and Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames.
Well, until Ving Rhames is not.
Well, yeah.
But that's my favorite.
I was going to say it's called The Final Reckoning, but I don't know why I dreamed of using that as an argument on this podcast. If anything, that supports your argument that the series is going to go on.
All right, why don't we take another break and then we'll come back?
Yeah, and then we're back in London,
and we got a foot chase to get to.
Yeah, the series always goes back to London.
It's a good place to be.
I agree, but most espionage movies kind of
Go anywhere else?
Go anywhere, yeah. Like the Bond movies, they just go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I guess not in this period. In this period, the Bond movies are pretty London-centric.
I was going to say, yeah, they stick in London for a bit.
Too long. Let's go to Acapulco.
All right, that's his final word on the subject for the Daniel Craig James Bonds for this segment, and then we'll be back and he'll talk more right after this.
I like to think I know something about beer, but nowadays even I get overwhelmed when confronted by the exhaustive selection of craft beers they have at bars, breweries, and even grocery stores. Back in the day you had one, maybe two craft beers to choose from, and if you were confused, you ordered a Guinness. But in beerstinations like San Diego, the craft beer options lately are in double, sometimes even triple digits. So what's a beer drinker to do? You need what I need, the Vegas Beer Guys. Your beer of choice should be a perfect blend of malt and hops. And so a live show about beer needs that same balance. And the Vegas Beer Guys matches beer expert Dan Aker with self-proclaimed beer novice Stephen J. Weiss. The results are eminently drinkable. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram. They'll try new beers, they'll tell you about beers. Think of them as your beer Sherpas guiding you up a foamy-headed mountain to reach the peak of your pint. God, I need a beer.
And we're back. Tom and I are here trying to get to the end of Fallout. The Mission Impossible movie from 2018. All right. Where were we? So there's...
2018? I thought it was 2017.
18.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I wrote down.
And yet, do you mind if I check?
No. The last one was 2015, right?
I'm no use. I've got fucking Rogue Nation up, so... Literally thought we were about to talk about Rogue Nation. Let me see. Fallout.
Crying out loud. I got 15.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, for some reason I thought this was 2017. Okay, I stand corrected. And not for the last time.
Well, I don't know about that.
Got the bit about Henry Cavill's mustache right, though. It's the first time I've been 100% right about some wild claim I've made on this podcast.
That's great.
I have so many when we get to our pitch a sequel episode, I have so many corrections. So many. We should just rename it the corrections episode featuring sequel pitches.
Okay. Perfect. Retitled, it shall be. So they're in the tunnels, and Hundley dies, and then we go out of the tunnels, and they're chasing him to a church, and
well, it's St. Paul's Cathedral.
And then the foot chase is on.
It's St. Paul's Cathedral because they go through the Whispering Gallery, which is the kind of famous.
Oh yeah.
Area of St. Paul's Cathedral, and I was trying to remember if that was ever a Hitchcock set piece in a movie, and if it wasn't, it could easily have been. Yeah, I know it's in a movie called Hammer movie called Hands of the Ripper, but I'm pretty sure they didn't film it on location. It looks like he's just standing in front of a drawing of the Whispering.
Yeah,
Hands of the Ripper is an amazing movie at a time when Hammer weren't making amazing movies. It's more like Vertigo than the soft porn that they were producing at the time. So, check it out.
Don't they do this bit more than once, where Benji is following with like the transponder on Ethan Hunt, but he's following him in 2D?
Possibly.
And he's like, I'm jumping out a window, and he finally kind of switches to 3D. He sees that he's on top of a building.
Yeah,
They do that more than once, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I think, have they already done it, or is that coming up in the Final Reckoning, Dead Reckoning?
I think they do it multiple times. I remember lots of scenes where all that's happening is ADR of Tom Cruise going, "Talk to me, Benji." It's too many of those sequences. If I was Benji, I'd be like, just come up with a different phrase. I'm tired of hearing it. Like, what's next? Or where do I go? Something like that.
Yeah. And this is the famous scene in which Tom Cruise broke his own ankle during filming, and they had to stop filming for like 6 weeks.
You make it sound like he just grabbed his ankle and snapped it. Presumably, he was doing a stunt at the time.
No. I mean, the shot is still in the movie. You can see it.
What part of the...
He's
sequence?
running from one building, and he jumps to another building, and it's the one where he hangs on to the side of the building, and his ankle hit the side of that building and broke, and he literally lifts himself up and still manages to limp off camera, and that is the shot they kept.
Well, to be honest, at that point, I'd really need them to keep it in the movie, because if they didn't put it in the movie, then somehow it doesn't feel worthwhile that he finished the scene.
Well, that's just one
nothing.
of those things where he literally limped off camera, and he's like, "That's it, we're done."
It's all very impressive stuff, and you know, I like being back in London, and I like that it feels like the London.
Of course you do. Biased.
Yeah, but also I like it feels like the London I know, which big movies or American movies often don't get right. Like if you think back to, you know, London is one of the most diverse cities in the world. Yeah, but you wouldn't get that from movies like Notting Hill, where there's no black people in a large, you know, in a predominantly black community.
Yeah.
In London, and I like that, you know, when he's running through the offices, it's like you see like a nice cross section of people. Yeah. And the focal points is you know, like an Afro-Caribbean black woman who is like an Afro-Caribbean British woman who is like, you know, that's representative of who that would be. And damn you, Matthew Aldrich, for always making me notice this. She doesn't know what's going on because she's listening to her music on headphones.
Listen to the music.
I wish I'd never known about the stereotype, because now I can't unsee it. I mean, it is really prevalent still, and I.
It's 2018 when we're seeing it in this.
It's 2018, and you know, excuse me if I'm not racist enough to believe that this is good intentioned. And that right. Just every black actor in every movie's going, you know what? How about if I'm wearing headphones and dancing around while listening to music at the end of this scene? That's not how it's going.
It's what we do.
Yeah, it's assumed. Literally, there's basically in these scenes, any person of color looks over and there's like a grip with a pair of headphones about to place them on your face.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Don't get that close to me. Don't invade my private space like that. Anyway, so some things never change there.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the reasons I think they go to London is because the bridges give Cruise something really long to run across.
Sure. Yeah.
A big open space for him to just run.
Mm-hmm.
Probably had the best run of his life on London Bridge. Oh, I think it's Waterloo Bridge. I can't. It's one of the bridges. Tower Bridge.
I like. I don't know. I'm gonna cut off your bridge talk.
Leon Bridges. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Oh, it's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Sorry, I forgot.
It's Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yes.
I like the way McQuarrie shoots the final bit of this, where he chases him to the elevator and he jumps on the bottom of the elevator.
Yeah. And
you think he's just like gonna ride it up to the top and continue chasing him, but then when Cruise looks up, Henry Cavill's just sitting there staring at him through the floor. That's a pretty good bit. That's funny.
And because I feel like it's gone down. It's that we've seen that scene sometime in this franchise as well, so it might be an inversion of your expectations.
Mm.
Isn't he hanging onto a elevator in Mission Impossible 3 at some point?
Well, we have the elevator bit in 1 where he's underneath it but not hanging on it.
Oh, interesting.
And then
I don't remember that at all.
Emilio Estevez dies.
Oh, that's
on
right.
the
yes, I do remember
top
that.
of it. Yeah.
Like spikes. Not like the spikes from Temple of Doom hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Spikes don't really hit, but you know what I mean. They stab. They spike, you might say.
They spike him. Those spikes spiked.
Emilio Estevez is kind of Benji, really, isn't he? He's the original Benji.
Yeah, he's the original Benji.
Interesting.
Original recipe.
They should have just made. He should have just made like. Oh, they could have. You know what they should have done?
Go on.
They should have had Charlie Sheen as that character's brother. That would have solved all the problems. There would have been no more delays when you got Charlie Sheen on board. He runs a tight ship.
Oh, I don't know. I bet Charlie Sheen could have caused a delay or two.
I think that was maybe my implication. Well, my next note's about Ving Rhames becoming the narrator for the series at this point.
Does he?
He starts...
You mean when he's explaining to...
Yeah. Again...
He's explaining to Ilsa about the two women that Ethan has ever loved?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is gonna... So, they're threading the needle of his wife coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And also giving us like a mystery box woman.
Right.
What kind of stay a mystery box, really?
Yeah.
I mean, we find out what happened to her, but we don't know who she is, or... Right? Did they ever talk about who she actually was?
Wait.
The woman that gets killed by Computer Bitch fella?
Who?
In the alleyway? That he gets framed for and ends up him joining the MIF.
Oh, yeah, that we never...
Yeah.
We never find out anything about that.
I think we were supposed to. Something went wrong there. I think we would have been...
No, we were supposed to, and then they decided, they made a conscious decision. I've heard them talk about it quite a bit, where they were like, the audience doesn't need to know that.
I agree, but then take it all out.
Yeah, exactly. But they had already released the movie with the intent of explaining it, and then the second movie came, and they were like, we don't have to do that.
What a shambolic operation this sounds like.
But... Well, never mind. I'll save it.
Yeah, save it. I know you've got some. I know you got some BTS cheese-may. But my God, but it's so good to know I'm not going crazy. Like,
yeah, right.
For a second there, when I was looking into your dead eyes, looking back at me, I was like, did I miss another huge reveal?
Well, I was so focused on this movie, I thought, what the fuck's he talking about? Is it Tom Cruise's ex-wife?
But I had the nagging feeling of. I was like, I missed that they did resolve this, and you found out who it was.
No, you're right. You're right.
Wow, that's a big miss.
And I was thinking more about, because we have one of those. Well, it's not a projection, but we have one of those explain the mission moments where they have to explain what goes on with these nuclear bombs and how you have to disarm them and everything that has to kind of happen.
Yeah. I suppose there is kind of nuclear. I suppose there would be nuclear fallout if this happened. So
yeah.
Maybe it's not as non-nuclear as I thought.
Not as that's true. I seem to recall, was it this one or the next one? One of these movies. It was like somebody was trying to come up with a very convoluted plan about what the bad guys have, what they're trying to do with it, and what the problems would be if they used it. And Tom Cruise literally just said, why don't you just make it a nuclear bomb? Everybody understands that.
Oh, even more than that, like, the plutonium comes in these bombs like you get in Looney Tunes, so like these circular bombs. And I feel that is literally underlining what you just said. It was like, we'll just make a nuclear bomb, and they got to look like what we imagine a bomb to look like.
Right.
And I'm fine with that. That shit doesn't bother me. I mean, I think let's cut to the chase, especially at this point. The movie's too long already. Imagine if you had to explain all that. My God.
But then there's that extra thing of, like, they can't even start defusing until the countdown has started. Like, they have to be armed first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a good little kind of
That's
wrinkle.
a good little... Yeah, I like that.
Real-time wrinkles is a good plot point to...
Sounds like a ball sack.
Wow, that's a lot of real-time wrinkles. Since this is the first time seeing you naked, I apologize for how taken aback I was. This whole scene, this whole scene act. There's very little between the acts and scenes at this point in the series, but
sure.
This room again. I think they stole. No Time to Die stole a lot of this. The Jeep and the wintry landscape, the malicious spread of a global virus. Yeah,
I like it though.
You do? Well, I mean,
I like this helicopter shit.
Okay, but before that, we've got to say, so his wife comes back.
Yeah. That's got that good kind of Spectre feel of Solomon Lane thinking ahead of our hero.
You don't mean Spectre the movie?
No. The entity.
Yeah, you don't mean yellower than the sun Spectre.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, it has that flavor of what we were talking about in the last film about what made him such a formidable foe and why he's good. And this movie comes to it late as opposed to that movie, which is kind of, that's throughout. I mean, it opens the movie with him catching Ethan in that box and gassing him. Mm-hmm. But I like that aspect of this movie where we still see that character is still... a great character and a great foe to have for Ethan Hunt.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And it changes the landscape of what they have to do and how they're going to have to do it. And then, it puts Ethan on a plane emotionally where...
Oh, I thought you meant an actual plane.
No. Yeah.
He's usually on
But
the
it's
plane.
like, he'd like to be there with and for his ex-wife, but he has to get on a helicopter and get a deal and kill Cavill and he's got other hero shit to do. All of that.
Yeah.
And then I also like the aspect, this is really important to these movies, the whole idea of the team thing, where they rely on each other, they expect each other to get the thing that they have to get done. That team aspect of we trust each other to make it work.
Yes.
It's all good. It's all good shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Good. Good. I'm glad.
And if you were going to end it here, bringing his ex-wife back would be a nice.
That's what I mean. It feels cyclical. It feels like
Yeah.
it just rounds the series off well. If you had ended it here.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And they have the. I know you're always cognizant of this. People being able to fly planes and helicopters in movies and what account they make for that. So I've noticed the joystick is very handily marked for someone who doesn't know how to do it. But I also like that, Top Gun Tom Cruise isn't able to pilot this vehicle. Like, he does have limitations that Maverick, even in his elderly form, doesn't have.
Sure.
So it just shows the distinctions between two of his airborne characters.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I like in here. I like when he tries to drop the payload on it, but he just misses.
Mm-hmm.
And when Henry Cavill looks back, what does he call him? I think he calls him a prick, right? He's like, that's right, prick.
It's interesting, like, helicopter. I haven't seen helicopter on helicopter action
since, like, Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Yeah, and it also reminds me of that scene in Piranha 2 where they just crash a helicopter in the ocean.
Yeah.
As like a weapon.
Yeah, right.
Using helicopters as weapons. That's what's going on here.
When I first saw the sequence, I was really blown away by it. I thought it was amazing. There's a bit more suspension of disbelief and a bit more CGI stuff than I remembered it the first time.
They're good at disguising it, though.
But they're good at disguising it, and I think it's a really good action sequence.
And they also, and I don't think the last two movies do this. I don't know how they couldn't, but they don't. It's sort of like making a point of showing when it is practical, you really know it. It doesn't just get cut in and blended in with everything else. They take a moment to show you that he's really climbing that rope.
Yes, right.
And for some reason they just lose. I think they got too many. They're spinning too many plates in the next two movies to let the stunts breathe the way that they do here. I don't know. But there's a lot of multiple lines of action, so I don't know why they can do it here but not subsequently.
There. Yeah.
And the other thing I like about this sequence is that it reminds me of one of my guilty pleasures, which is Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So
it's in that area of John Lithgow saying, "Yeah, let me do 4 or 5 real villainous people,
all with British accents, which I can't do."
Raising Cain and Ricochet.
He's such an Anglophile, but he cannot do a British accent. He does not. That man should not be playing Winston Churchill. I'm sorry. The most British of British people. He's also too thin to be doing it, for one.
Tall too.
Yeah, right.
It's like 6'4".
Like literally all the things Churchill is not.
Yeah.
American. Is he American or Canadian? American, right?
Yeah, I think so.
American, small, thin. American, tall, thin. So my actual note was they're trying to build to a literal cliffhanger or just the movie cliffhanger.
Yeah, right.
One of the two. I loved Why Won't You Just Die? Great line.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
I think as well it's like as close as we'll get to addressing Cruise's age. Right, in these movies as well, like.
But that feels very Sean Bean and GoldenEye. Love that.
Does. Yeah. Well, he's another Sean Bean. Dougray Scott was a Sean Bean. He's a Sean Bean, essentially. I mean, unless I don't know, is he always been a villain, or did he become a villain?
Who, Sean Bean?
No. We both seen GoldenEye enough times to know that story. Well, say Henry Cavill's character in this movie.
Yeah.
Are we meant to believe he was an agent who turned bad, or is he a villain who infiltrated the organization?
I think he says that he was fed up and tired of shit. Yeah.
So he's Sean Bean, and Dougray Scott. Although we never get a reason why Dougray Scott turned bad.
Not really. Yeah.
If indeed, you know what? For the whole movie,
just so he could be creepy with women.
You know, it could. Listen, I honestly, you could probably watch Mission Impossible 2 and headcanon that Dougray Scott is just some other guy wearing a Dougray Scott mask for the entirety of that movie. It would make as much sense as anything else.
Right?
What I kind of push against is this sort of. And the next two movies are way more guilty of this, but endless action sequence procrastination, like going through several variations of the same piece of action rather than just highlighting the suspenseful parts.
I hear you, but there's also this part of me that, because this movie and the last movie, meaning Final Reckoning, the last movie in the series...
The last ever movie. They're not making any more movies now.
Yeah, well, they're the two movies where when they both finish, I think to myself, that really did seem impossible.
But I would add to that.
Aspect but I would add to that. I like.
But, and long.
Yes, like you can't get away from that. That's true. And I've already talked about. Like the series is smart enough to do it in another way and still find it compelling. The last movie does that, great. Like it's amazing.
You mean Rogue Nation?
Yeah.
Okay.
The chase in the London streets and just getting him in the box.
Yeah.
Like that's simple. That's not a huge set piece ending like this is, and you can make not just as good a movie, but an even better movie. But I hear what you're saying, but it's not rubbing me too wrong. I like when all is said and done and everything that they had to do and the way it had to happen, and they do that flip thing. They do that. It's the opposite of Ghost Protocol, where Tom Cruise is saying mission accomplished and he hits the button and it doesn't happen because they have to still do something on their end. Right. Like Benji still has to do something. Here, they finish and they're like, it's still counting down. What's happening? And then you go to that flash where it could be a nuclear blast, but it's actually the sun rising, I guess. No. Sure. Setting. About to set. Because
doing sun shit.
Doing sun shit. But and then you hard cut and it's Cruise on top with the button in his mouth and he actually got it. They were waiting on him.
Hmm.
So those inversions I like, and
Yeah.
and
But I would just have those parts, like everything you just said. Just have that.
yeah.
Everything you just described. Leave those parts of the movie. It would work just as well. No, you.
Well, are you talking specifically about helicopter shit, or also the fight with Lane and Ilsa, or what are we?
Well, what you're also right about. I think it's just it's starting to, the distinction.
It's
between
certainly starting to expand.
Scene and act is kind of like starting to dissolve, and then there's no sense of what a scene or an act is in the next movie.
Mm-hmm.
But you're very much right that this is the tip of the iceberg, and if it ended here, it wouldn't be anything to be concerned about. It would just be a last minute bit of indulgence, which the series has earned.
Sure,
but this is
the start of indulgence.
Yeah, if they'd have kind of pulled it back from here, that would have been fine. But they didn't.
Yeah,
this is everything. This sequence is like the whole movie, the whole of the next movie almost.
Mm-hmm.
Expanded, just like stretched out. But we'll get there. I know you probably have something to say about that too.
I don't know why I'm so on board for it.
No,
it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I don't know how you've seen it 4 times, probably 2 more since the last time I spoke to you.
Maybe.
But this is where the sort of they also take a lot of time, and I guess it is literally like doing relationship closure as narrative closure with him and his wife. But the tone of it is kind of weird, where it's like he seems eager for her to acknowledge that he had no other choice. And I think if someone is genuinely apologetic about what they've done to someone, they feel their energy is different. Their energy is
this the thing you were talking about before?
Yeah, and it's like I think he's having a conversation with Katie Holmes or Nicole Kidman in his head.
Yeah.
He's like, you need to accept that I had no other choice to act the way I did. That's the tone of the conversation. And I don't...
Is it? I thought I recall him saying, I'm so sorry that this is all my fault.
Well, she has to let him off the hook for putting her life in danger.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that's just a fact, isn't it? That's like...
No, yeah.
She can be like, what happened. But that, I don't know. I mean, I'm probably reading too much into it because it's Tom Cruise having a conversation with a woman and marriage is involved. But
yeah, right.
I do feel like in these last few movies, he's working stuff out on screen that's more to do with his personal life, his personal beliefs.
Yeah,
I've heard the Scientology analogy made by more than just me at this point about Final Reckoning and the way he talks about teams and units of people. So, not completely on my own. There's at least 2 of us. Or it's 2 there are. No more, no less. Really, Yoda? That doesn't make historical sense. They would have died out. They would have died out thousands of years ago if that was the case.
Yeah, exactly.
I have spoken. This is the way. I'm putting my foot down. Give me that helmet.
Yeah, in subsequent Star Wars movies, I missed that playful Yoda from the first moments of Empire.
But not too playful. Not too playful.
I like the one who just sees a light and goes...
I know, yeah. That's why they were... I mean, that's it. Maybe a little too playful in The Last Jedi. For his own good. If you'd have told me that was like a dementia Yoda, I would have been like, oh yeah, sure. Where were we before that digression? Yeah, so I think, they get
towards
closure
the
there.
end, the helicopter has crashed, he saved the day, he's talking to his wife.
Angela Bassett is now the narrator.
Yeah, I like the moment where she starts defusing the bomb with Luther.
Mm-hmm. That's a good scene.
That's good.
And Angela Bassett is very much an Alec Baldwin surrogate because she has the same, trajectory.
Yeah.
She starts off being the one who's there to bring Hunt in, and now she's the one sending him out into the field.
Right.
And then they kind of split the difference between, because they care about both the one life and the millions.
Right, yeah.
Which is the Saving Private Ryan stuff that just simply doesn't make sense. You either really are either one or the other.
I know.
In this world. I mean, I suppose they finagle it in the Star Trek movies, don't they? But that's why I think Star Trek 3 is so Reaganite, because they go from the few, the many, and the one.
Right.
It's like, we haven't heard about this one before.
Yeah.
This seems like a very 1980s thing.
You're going to end up blowing up the ship to try to get that guy.
But they do, you know. And then, speaking of Star Trek 4, the
Voyage Home?
The beginning of my... Yeah, they do like a recap of the movie in the cast credits. Like in Voyage Home, in this movie.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Well, give it to me.
Okay.
Fact check me.
All right. There's a cast credit called Rowdy Frenchman. Imagine getting a casting call.
That could be anybody.
I know. Imagine getting a casting call for that. You look like a rowdy Frenchman to me. But then I'm like, what do they call? I mean, I think they're supposed to be the guys who are banging on the toilet door when they think they're sucking.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Think he's sucking his dick or whatever in that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Homo. I guess it's better than homophobic / bi-curious techno raver. Instructor pilot Quentin Q. Smith, HQ Aviation.
Too many Qs.
Too many Qs. That's why one of them is a nickname. But I wonder if he insists on being called
Call
Q.
me Q.
Call me Q.
And I wonder how Mick Q feels about that.
That's true. Hadn't thought about Mick Q. Special effects prep supervisor Terry Glass and special effects prep handler Terry Flowers.
Oh, the Terrys.
This is interesting because, not only two Terrys, but also, what do flowers go in? A glass. One of these goes in the others. This must be a constant battle between the two of them for dominance. When two Terrys go to war. Visual effects house. So some of the names of the visual effects houses, the various ones we've seen. One of Us, Cheap Shot. So these companies are advertising themselves as both freaks and looking like shit.
Yeah, not.
I wouldn't employ either of those companies to do my special effects. Thank you
I
very
need
much.
some special effects. Who should I call? Call Cheap Shot.
Cheap Shot.
No, I don't think I will. Thank you.
It's like, no, I have money to spend. I'd rather it look good.
Got a budget and everything.
I got fucking Paramount's money. I don't need to skimp by hiring Cheap Shots.
Is that it?
There we go. That's the end of my crit. Yep, that's it.
All right. Do we have this ranked the same? At the top?
Oh, that's a good question. I said it was good. I think we both say it's good.
I say it's good, but is it... We both have Ghost, Rogue, this?
Yes.
Okay. That's where they belong.
Ghost Rogue this. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good movie, and
The middle of this series is really strong.
it is, isn't it? Yeah. Unusually so. So, yes, I think this is a decent showing for a Mission Impossible, is how I put it.
Absolutely. All right. Anything left for you?
No, let's, as Bane would say, we will meet a reckoning.
I clearly marked that I wanted the meat. So good.
The Bane voice is innately comedic.
It's so funny.
It's never...
It's so fucking funny.
I know obviously Christopher Nolan has audio issues with his movies, but I don't think he's ever misfired as much as the Bane voice in terms of what he intended it to be menacing as fuck.
Right.
and it ended up sounding like Wat Tambor from Attack of the Clones. You know, that robot who plays with his own dials.
I don't think. Yeah, we're not getting rid of that guy anytime soon. I tell you. I don't think I told you on air. I told you off air that like I went to the movies, saw like 90 minutes of previews, then the AMC Nicole Kidman and the AMC bad actors doing what they do.
Yeah.
And then saw a preview after all of that shit for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, and I'm like, man, like. Everybody is just treating this guy like he's fucking royalty.
I mean, one, that movie doesn't come out for a year, so it's doubly unnecessary. And two, I remember when I saw that they were already selling tickets to the IMAX previews, which are like a year away.
Mm-hmm.
I remember saying to myself, and I think I said online, even the marketing for a Christopher Nolan movie has time lapses.
Well, you can talk to us about that, or tell us what you think about Mission Impossible Fallout, the 2018 film.
Sorry.
Right. I was right.
I got the mustache right. I'll take that to my grave.
Fine.
Unprompted, 100% true.
Well, if you want to tell us anything about that, then you do what you must do. Get on the X's, get on the Facebooks, get on the Temus. No, that's something else.
What
get
is
on.
Isn't that a bird?
Well, I think it's a site.
Temu? What happens there?
I think they sell shit on Temu.
Is there anything we can sell on Temu?
It's like a cheap Chinese place, like a cheap Chinese site.
Careful. We already got China Movie Channel coming after us for
That's true.
slander.
They're already angry.
Alibaba will be next. Bad Robot's already grinding their axes.
Sure. They're like Bad Robot's like all the killers from fucking Cobra, just clang clang.
Well, what
clang,
if
clang.
like what if all this time I've been stoking the hate fires for J.J. Abrams, and he really does have a bad robot that he's named his production company over, that he sends out to take out his enemies.
Well, you're the enemy for
I
sure.
mean, the joke, it's like my obituary would read, murdered by bad robot. Not the production company, the robots.
Wanted, one new podcast host.
Yeah, you'll be hosting this with Bad Robot.
Mine died.
Must hate JJ. Christopher Nolan phobic.
Must hate most loved things.
Yeah, pretty much. Must hate joy, fun. This actually kind of sounds like Bad Robot might be a good replacement for me, because he's not. All of these sound like non-human characteristics. Cannot experience joy.
Not unless there's a matte painting.
Oh, love them. Or
so good.
Any part of The Fugitive. Any frame of The Fugitive will do. Oh, look at that frame.
Look at that. It's fucking great.
I got him I got him midway through cutting his beard off. It's fantastic. There's a bit of hair in the air. I love that frame.
You know what I rewatched the other night was Holes. That's an Andrew Davis film.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that
Have you seen that?
Thora Birch?
No, it's Shia LaBeouf.
Are you sure Thora Birch isn't in that?
Yes.
Aren't they teenagers who find holes in the desert?
Yeah.
Pretty sure she's in that.
Well, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's an all boys.
Yeah. Oh, is it all boys?
Campground. Yeah.
Oh.
Not campground, but
Is it good?
it's excellent. I love that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Sigourney Weaver's in it.
Oh.
Tim Blake Nelson, and probably, I'm going to go out on a limb here, maybe the most inspired performance from Jon Voight.
Oh, okay. Better than Megalopolis?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. He doesn't have an arrow boner?
No, he doesn't have that, but
Okay.
he's just fully present as that character. He's so fucking funny.
He's a great actor. It's just, again,
Yeah.
it's the Alec Baldwin
He's just a
problem.
weirdo.
It's just his personal life. Once again, happy to watch him in movies.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear about what he's getting up to the rest of the time. That's
Or send an email to everythingsequel@gmail.com. That was a long one.
yeah.
All right, that's it. When you hear us next, the titles are going to start getting unwieldy. We'll be talking Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. There will be no Part 2, but there will be a final reckoning. So look forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to surprise you right up top with that movie, Tom. You're going to be surprised.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Not quite.
I doubt it.
All right, for Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions, Michael Schatz here. I'm from the How Dare You Awards. Like I said, coming up next, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Part 1. Sounds like a comedic title, like one you'd make up in a spoof of this series.
Yes, completely. It's the Police Squad title.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, say goodbye to everybody, Tom.
I'm a doctor, not a magician. This is the line that, see, I didn't chance bug it out of my memory. This is the line that Simon Pegg was told by J.J. Abrams to suggest to the director for a character to say so that everyone will remember that J.J. Abrams did Star Trek.
You really kept that till the end.
Oh, well, it's a good quotable as well.
I was going to completely forget. I thought you were going to bug it.
Unless
Bug wipe and we're out.
Unless this character's maiden name is McCoy. And she's an ancestor of... You know how J.J. Abrams likes his family dynasties.
Do I?
Maybe she's even a Palpatine.
All right, settle down. We're closing out.
I'm
not going down that lane with you now.
That was like the scene from Goodfellas. Get the fuck out of here, Tommy. I almost had him.
So long, everybody.
You may fold under questioning.